kids growing up in Tamil Nadu, and they just be careful with shoes in the field where you're walking, because there are a lot of things you won't notice it. Like imagine kids growing up, okay? They all know C++. Everyone gets a microchip in their hand. The aim is to go to Mars, you know, have a Tesla, this and that. You think to know about Thuduvale is going to be important? Do you think to know about Moratakan is going to be important? You think they will know how to use turkey berry? I came here 30 years ago. My first job when I was 19 was to dig kolam ponds, like catchment ponds, with the ladies. It's old school. These ladies have a kuru and this kasiga, this traditional stuff, no? And they knew everything. Their kids have grown up. They don't know anything. They don't know to recognize seeds. Give it one more generation. Where will Thuduvale be in 50 years' time? So that's what happens when we lose a culture. When we lose a culture, that's what happened when even like, you know, I mean, there's a whole study on the you know, the anthropological evolution of things. Like when Latin came in, Latin started to say it instead of he or she. You know, so we lost this more sort of animistic sort of relationship with nature. It became much more anthropocentric, where man is in the center and everything is defined for our use and our control. You know, and when you start to see the soil and you recognize that, wow, there is an intelligence in this soil. The mycelium points it out in the most beautiful way, because they've shown that. That the plants recognize, the trees especially recognize their offspring. They communicate through the mycelium. If you don't know, the mycelium is a fungal network. It stretches for tens and tens of kilometers, and trees are sharing nutrients through this network. And water, it's incredible. But it shows that there's intelligence in nature, which is very freeing for us. When we're so anthropocentric, you know, mankind is in the center and we define everything. You recognize, well, we're not the only intelligent thing. Nature is intelligent. So I think that cultural knowledge is very hard to rediscover. I mean, just imagine in Tamil Nadu in 50 years and people have those ancient texts to the valley. You know, probably it's not going to be too difficult, but there's an effort needed. In England, it's already happening like that. But it's a tiny fragment of the population who are giving any time to learn how to make stinging nettle soup, or how to use the wild garlic, or how to use the acorn or the hazel. That's because the whole system is done. So you have to make your money. If you don't make your money, you don't have your insurance. You don't have insurance, you don't have your health care, you don't have this, and your kids can't go to school, and and the whole system is designed for that. It's not designed that we love our planet, you know, and that we love ourselves and we love this nature. So I really, truly believe, you know, and it sounds very naive and very simple and very humble, but I truly believe that the road to this cultural redemption is through eating simple local foods. I'll give you another example. Like you see this tamarind here, tamarind leaf. Most Tamilians, they will say, yeah, China Vaisla, when we were kids, we would go to, you can eat it, please eat it. Here, I'll give you another piece. You can, we go to school, you'll eat this on the way, and just chew it. It's a reverse diabetes plant, but in Andhra Pradesh and in Tamil Nadu, they make a dal with this, pulitari dal. I mean, it's got a certain name, and there's a whole culture to it, you know, like maybe people, especially ladies who might know that, who their grandmas have told them, and it's a traditional thing. But imagine with the logistics of people who would put their mind to it. You know, we put a man on the moon, we can do this, you know, and we got that on a midday meal scheme. And in one generation, again, diabetes is reversed. You know, there's no diabetes. What would that mean financially for a government? What would that mean for a society? It's healthy, you know. What would it mean for us emotionally, psychologically, that the society is well? Surely there would be more cooperation, more understanding, more well-being. And I believe that it's us who has to do that, you know. So if anyone here can go home, and that includes me, you know, it's not like I'm on some pedestal. We're all in this boat together of trying to extract ourselves from the web of industrialization. But if any of us can go home, harvest the tender tamarind leaves. It's not the hard leaves. The hard leaves can be made into a powder and used for medicine, but the tender tamarind leaves, and make a chutney from it, a tovail, or make a tamarind leaf korumbu with it. Do it. That's the way forward. And you do it and you go, it was nice, wow. And your kids go, hey amma, எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சது, ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கான். And then do it again the next month or after a couple of weeks. And then do it for the neighbor and this and that. It's the only way. It's us. We have to do those things, you know. And we have to understand the value of Thuduvale, or how to make a jackfruit leaf tea. It's a very, very, very good tea. Or to use the sangapu, or the sembaratipu, the hibiscus, or green papaya. Peel it, grate it, and cook it, or have it in salad. It's the same as a carrot. Nothing less. Is the same as a carrot. But carrots don't grow here. So they come in a lorry from Uti. So then you are in charge of selling all the carrots in this bioregion. You're going to get nice profit. First, you have to build a lorry. Factories for the metals, factories for the paint, factories for the tires, factories for the electronics, the plastics, the glass, the engine, and then the petroleum, and then the infrastructure for all of those factories, and then the pipes for the petroleum, and the oil tanker, the refinery. It's hundreds of kilometers of factories to build a lorry, so we can have carrots in our samba, where green papaya would have done just as well, you know. And green papaya is a weed, you know. The papaya is a weed. Green papaya and ripe papaya is the same. It's just less. That's a green papaya. When it gets orange, it's a ripe papaya, but it's a weed. Just grows everywhere. You know, you go and see anywhere, down any road, you see outside the little houses in the villages just growing. But the only way for us to understand that is to do it. You know, take a papaya, maybe put a little coconut oil because it'll protect your hand, peel it, grate it, think it's a carrot, do what you like with it, you know, fry it, garlic, ginger, chili, the usual suspects, and enjoy, you know, or put cubes, put in the karakorumbu. Whatever, you know, but do it, you know. That's the thing. We have to do those things. This place where I'm standing is quite a nice example of food forest, because it illustrates quite an interesting point of the shade. Look, there's a ripe papaya getting done. So when you do a food forest, look, you got a ramphal here. This tamarind has come on its own. There's the palm tree, which we sell the palm fruit juice at this season, and then other times we have nungu, other times we have the panakelenga, the palm root, and then you have more ramphal, the ataparam. You have sapota. There's a tangerine. There's a lemon. There's a soursop. There's a real loss of light here. That's normal in a food forest. You will lose light. Light is a resource, but we don't have it in a food forest. So you have to start understanding what plants grow well in the shade. So you have pineapples, you have the manjal, you have the tipali over there, underneath there. I think over there is one example of the karnakelenga. And in the other field you'll see the arbi, the sepenkelenga. That's growing in the shade. The karnakelenga is growing in the shade. And then a lot of the different spinaches are growing along with this as well. And even plants like certain lady's finger. We have a lady's finger called Assamese giant. It's 3 meters tall. So if you put the Assamese normal lady's finger here, it'll be a little shady. But Assamese giant will push up to the sun. So it'll find the sun. Papayas also, they'll find the light. Bananas, they'll find the light. And then creepers. Over on this tree, you can't really see it, but it's around the corner. I'll show another place. There's the Vettali Velikerenga. It's actually just, you can point out to them there. The Vettali Velikerenga, yeah, that creeper there, yeah. So that's a yam. That's like 62 kilo we got from one yam. It's amazing. And it doesn't look like much. It just looks like a sort of all rotten root. But you keep taking slices of it and fry it, and like then you give people, wow, ooh, so nice, yummy, yummy, yummy. And it's got a lot of medicinal, nutritional value, and it grows every year on its own. So if we are providing food in our cafe, making money with it, doing re-education, doing Ayurvedic powders, making soap, using tamarind leaf, papaya seed, neem leaves, neem flower, doing a nursery, collecting our seeds, creating a seed bank, making a nursery, making money from this land. How we are doing it is creating community. The thing is that food, you like A. Ragaman, I like L.A. Raja. You're Tamilian? No, you know A. Ragaman? You don't know Slumdog Millionaire? The Slumdog Millionaire, the movie, he wrote the music. He's a great musician in Tamil Nadu. We won't put this on YouTube because you'll get trolled, So anyway, A. Ragaman is one musician. You like Hindustani, I like rock and roll, You like this thing, I like that thing. You have one concept, I have another. You are vegan, you're very pure, but I eat meat, And there's all these difference of opinions. All these things fragment people. But local food is what unifies us, It's the thing that brings us all together. So it actually creates community. And you need food, you need seeds, it's a collective need. You need plants, it's a collective need. Those Ayurvedic powders, the value for them is equal for us. It's not a preference. So all the activities we're doing, they sort of emerge from the soil, the food forest, the harvesting, the cooking, the cafe, the education, the powders, the food processing, the nursery, the seed bank, even the music, the celebration, which is actually the golden key of all of this subject. It's what, it's like an adhesive, it brings us together. All of these things are, community is implicit in them. So if we can do that, anyone can do that, But just to grow one crop of sugarcane to get a very small amount of money and degrade the soil, and then do another crop and degrade the soil and add chemicals or even compost, and this very linear approach of farming for money, there is no sustainability in it, and there is an erosion of the knowledge we were talking about. Whereas all those plants that we're talking about, which are really the colors of a culture, they're all present here very naturally. Okay, we can walk a little bit more this way. Please try and walk on